So we touched on the counter attack for Wolves there, and Arsenal has so far. I think they have the best defense in the league. What do you think Ateta has done? In that department to make Arsenal that solid, and what does Arsenal have that you think that will help them to to quench any threat that Wolves poses on a counter?
I like to say this. Wolves, no matter how good they are, they were recently promoted, right? I think they're still on the honeymoon thing, right? And they've lost 6 games already this season. They lost those 6 games for a reason because they're Wolves, and they won just four games. Now look at Arsenal. Arsenal have been in Manchester City twice this year. One thing is, when Arsenal is not respected for the type of result we've gotten this season because it's always felt like, oh, we're gonna lose, then we win.
So let's go into the games for this weekend. Newcastle again involved in another high-profile game this weekend, playing and hosting United. United, like we have said, when you don't expect them to do anything, they show up. Somehow they grab their result. And Newcastle, currently, with all the accolades, with all the things you're saying about them, they are sitting seventh on the table, 23 points so far this season, while United is sixth. So I think this is a game that Newcastle needs to win and we want to win. And so what's your thought on this game?
You're right. It's wow. It's a surprise that with all the struggles that United have gone through this season, they are still ahead of Newcastle. And with all the plaudits that people have given to Newcastle, they are still where they are. So sometimes you see that things are not quite the way they seem. So Newcastle have been praised and are still being praised, but they are not matching up really with the level of praise they are getting from the English press. But it is what it is. They, like you rightly said, they will want to win this game by all means, and they're meeting an opponent that desperately needs a win as well. With everything that has gone with United and with the result they got in the Champions League, they will want to make it right. I think that playing those two kids, Pelestri and Garnacho, is something that Ten Hag has to continue doing. And now they have Maidu, the Ghanaian boy that's pulling trees. He's a really good player, a really good prospect. They should keep playing him, keep using the players that are in form, and I think they can get a result. I would predict a draw in that game.
Well, that's a surprise to me. Of course, going to Tyneside, the way United is playing right now, I don't know how they're going to do that because physically, United is not, though Newcastle has injuries. And if they don't have people coming back from injury, it might be difficult for them. But it's going to be a very difficult game for United for sure. And if they allow Newcastle to get in their stride in that game, I'm sure they're going to blow them away the way they blew Chelsea away. But United, like I've always insisted, this is a team in England that they irritate me. It's not just a this season thing. You think United is, sometimes you watch their game, you can't figure out what they're trying to do, but somehow they just get results. So like you said, I don't even know how to call this one. United can go there and get a result, or it goes the other way, get completely blown away by Newcastle, because Newcastle desperately need this result. They really need this result to kick on in the season, because if they, right now, their continuation in Champions League is hanging in the balance. If they don't win this game as well, United wins, I'm sure they're going to be pushed a little bit further down the table, and it's going to begin to look gloomy for them going into the season. Don't forget that we are going into the Christmas busy period. With their new squad right now, the number of players they have available going into this season, this part of the season, is going to be very, very difficult for them to catch up and make it to Europe next season. So this game is really a tricky one, and it's going to be very interesting. I'm not going to miss watching it. I'll watch the game for 90 minutes and try and figure out how United is going to go through this one and how Onana will recover from the mess of yesterday. Then we have Chelsea, 10th on the table, 16 points, hosting Brighton, who are 8th on the table. Again, Brighton is another team that many have said so many good things about. But I mean, 22 points, eight on the table, just two positions and drift ahead of Chelsea. Mimi, good to have you back. What's your expectation on this one? I know you touched on it earlier on.
Can you repeat the question again, please? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, Stamford Bridge on Sunday, Chelsea hosting Brighton. What's your expectation? What's your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen in this game?
Man, they say when you have nothing, if something comes, you'll be happy. My expectations, I'm not expecting much again. I know Chelsea will be dominated in terms of possession. Brighton is a possession-based team. Again, it's going to be another inconsistent performance. So I'm not expecting much. I expect Brighton to come in there, dominate the game. After they dominate the game, they will try to, take Chelsea on. We are dealing with a lot of injuries. Cucurella wouldn't be there. Gusto is out. James is out. So we are looking really light in defense. So I don't know what, to be honest with you, I'm not expecting much. If Chelsea could come up with a draw, I'll be happy. But the way things are looking, I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton come up with a victory against Chelsea, a slim victory against Chelsea this weekend.
Yeah, I've said in the past, Brighton is an exciting team. I know they're your people, but still, sometimes they just disappear. They don't have end product. Do you see Brighton, staying on this one and getting a result at Stamford Bridge?
I don't. Yes, Brighton are a team that I like a lot, but lately I've been quite disappointed with a few things with the way that they approach games. Yes, it's okay to play all that nice football. They play really nice football, and I enjoy it. But I don't see them beating Chelsea. I think that the best they will get from that game will be a draw. Yeah, because I think Chelsea has the tools to give Brighton a lot of problems. Brighton only know one way to play. They're going to try to dominate possession. They'll probably be successful at that. But their defense isn't nearly as solid enough to match the forwards that Chelsea have. I know they're not scoring goals in drops now. I mean, Chelsea, they're not scoring a lot of goals, but this will be a game where they will need to fight and they will be up for the fight, considering the kind of result they had against Newcastle and considering the fact that their coach called them out after that game. They'll be up for this game. They'll be at home. The crowd will be behind them. I don't see Brighton leaving with anything better than a draw.
Okay, I hear you, and I think I will hear on that one. I don't expect Brighton to get a result, anything more than a draw from that game, depending on the side of the bed that Chelsea wakes up from on Sunday. Funsho, let me touch base with you right quick. I think this should be probably the game of the weekend. It could either be a cracker or a blowout. City hosting Tottenham Hotspur at Etihad. And Postecoglou is different and adamant that he's going to play how he wants his team to play, regardless of who and where they are playing. Right now, Tottenham are losing some key players, and they are traveling to the Etihad. City just lost the first spot on the league to Arsenal last weekend. The not winning their next game is going to not be something that Pep Guardiola and his players will want to happen. How do you see this one panning out?
This is a very tricky one. Very tricky one, given that what City and Liverpool played in the last game. Tottenham are dealing with a lot of injuries. They just lost another player recently. I forgot his name. Right
Benteke.
after
Benteke
Benteke,
lost
yeah,
him back.
Benteke. They lost him and just came back, so now he's back out. Richarlison is out. They don't have a lot of options on the wing. They have Son. That's probably and Kuleveski is still there, I believe, right? Isn't he? Yeah. So
Yeah.
Son is still there. Son is the main goal contributor that expected right now. So the Ugodie, the guy is trying. He's trying. He's like their Declan Rice, and only if he can he's that important to the team is what I mean. Only if he can get some goal and maybe that will help them. But you look at matchup to matchup, and City have the chances, but also City are not the same City they were last year. The only if Tottenham is gonna play a smart game, I can see them winning. But if he's gonna play that high line again, all it takes is just one pass. And Haaland is not going to miss 2-3 chances of that. It's not going to be the way they played against Chelsea. That's not going to happen. If he's going to play that high line, Haaland is a very tall guy, big body, and a long pass from Foden or from one of those guys will get to them and will beat Chelsea. Will beat Tottenham's defenders. So yeah, it's gonna be game of the season. If only Tottenham will be smart, they'll play smartly. I will tip them to win. But I know they like to do something stupid. So whatever stupid stuff that helps with this season, I don't know, but I don't think City will do. I think the pressure is on City, right? They've never felt this way before. The pressure is on Man City. Spurs every game they play, they really feel like they can win again. That's how they've been playing this season. That will play in their advantage. So I'm going for a draw here.
Chioma, and Postecoglou went from winning 3 consecutive Manager of the Month awards to losing 3 straight games, and for many, he's also poised to losing the 4th one at Etihad on Saturday. Talk to me about Tottenham Hotspur. What do you think they should do to avoid defeat? Because if they lose this one, I think their next 2 games as well are big. I can't remember now who they're playing. I think they have Liverpool coming up in the horizon. What do you think Tottenham need to do to avoid defeat in this game?
I can tell you for free that they are dealing with a very stubborn manager. Andy Ball. He's very stubborn. He has mentioned to everybody's hearing that he's not going to do anything differently. So he's going to keep hitting the wall until it crashes. Probably he will crash out of the, season, top 4, whatever. But everybody here knows that. Me, I know saying Tottenham, it's not just about the whole North London noise thing, but those guys, they need to file their edges. They are rough around the edges. That has been Tottenham for me. And every time I try to, have faith in them, it comes crashing. So just like Funsho said, if Angie can remove pride and not make that high line mistake, he can get something out of these guys. I want him to, because just like everybody can see, Man City, they don't have that again. Something is leaking. I think the whole treble thing, they are high on the treble win, so they are not being too thorough. There are certain wears and tears in places and all of that. So all he needs to do is just to change your approach to a game, because you've tried it 3 times. You have failed. So it's very simple. He needs to lose his pride if he wants to win. But for me, City will beat them blue-black.
I hear you.
Like that.
I hear you.
That's bold.
Osborne, Arsenal at the Emirates against Wolves. Arsenal just climbed top of the table last weekend. It's an opportunity for them to consolidate. But let's not forget that Wolves have turned to be big team fighters. They've beaten
They lost to Astonvilla. They lost to Budibini.
Yeah, Astonvilla is not a big team yet. They are trying to be there. I don't know what you think about this one. Do you think Arsenal is going to consolidate their position on the top of the table and run away with the 3 points on this one? Or do you think Wolves, with their pace and the confidence that your man, Martin O'Neill, is conjuring stuff at Wolves, is going to be a hard nut for Arsenal to crack this weekend?
This will be very, very, very difficult game for Arsenal. I'm actually very concerned about Wolves. Wolves are a good side. Anybody that underrates that team will suffer for it, and they are most up against up for it against big sides,
Every
against sides
time.
that have a lot. They are looking to do. They will play without fear. They will carry their attack towards us. I don't know whether NATO going to be available. I'm not sure
Every time. Is
because
anything
he's
wrong with him? He's always there.
no, he
I thought
didn't
it
play
was
their
injured.
last game.
It was injured or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh,
didn't play their last game. So yeah, so Wolves are a very strong side. Like Reggie stated, I rate their coach quite highly. I think he will have a solid plan for Arsenal. It will be a case of us being efficient. The thing that I like with Arsenal's approach to the game this season is that of patience. Arsenal are a lot more patient than they used to be. There's less panic if things are not going their way at the start of the game. If they are not scoring goals, they have the tendency to be patient and look for openings, and eventually they get rewarded. I hope they can find an early goal against Wolves, because the longer it goes, the trickier it becomes, the harder it becomes to beat that Wolves side, mainly because of their counter-attack threat, right? If they can sit back and you think they park the bus, one single move, Matthias Cunha will take advantage of your midfielders, and that's it. They open up the whole place and they can score goals. So I'm hoping, as an Arsenal fan, that we get early goals so that everybody will settle down and will enjoy the game.
Yeah, for sure. Ugun touched on the counter attack for Wolves there, and Arsenal has so far. I think they have the best defense in the league. What do you think Arteta has done? In that department to make Arsenal that solid, and what does Arsenal have that you think that will help them to quench any threat that Wolves poses on the counter?
I like to say this: Wolves, no matter how good they are, they were recently promoted, right? I think they're still on the honeymoon thing, right? And they've lost 6 games already this season. They lost those 6 games for a reason, because they're Wolves, and they won just four games. Now look at Arsenal. Arsenal have been in Manchester City twice this year.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is, when Arsenal is not respected for the type of result we've gotten this season, because it's always felt like, oh, we're gonna lose, then we win. Now people are thinking, okay, Wolves, they'll come with a lot of threat. And what makes Wolves dangerous is they have nothing to lose. They have nothing. When Wolves play you, teams like Wolves are very dangerous because they have nothing to lose. They just want to survive. They're not trying to win the Premier League trophy. They're not trying to make Europa. They have nothing. So every day is like a new day in the office. No threat at all. So like you mentioned, Reggie, Arsenal's defensive ability this season has been different, right? What Wolves want to counter us, fine, they can bring it on. But what's gonna happen is, if they miss that counter, they get punished for it. Arsenal is a team that we may not score, but all the touches we have in your box to wake you up, like, it makes you sit back. I don't see them coming up front full engine against Arsenal. Is going to happen, because Rice is going to stop them. Saliba is going to be stopping them. Gabriel is going to stop them. Zinchenko is going to be there. I think we're going to play in their half for most of the game. If there's a big team that will beat Wolves this season, it might be Arsenal. Because Arsenal are beating City twice this season, right? Chelsea, that's how big it does it get for us to say Arsenal cannot beat Wolves.
Yeah.
Last I checked, they're number 12 on the league table, right?
Yeah, they're 12.
They're 12. They lose 2 more games, they're relegation zone.
They have 15 points.
15 points. Yeah. If not because Everton relegated, I don't think they were going to be at 12. They might be at 13 or 14. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a cruise for Arsenal. It's going to be a much easier December for Arsenal. than the rest of the clubs because we have Wolves. Then I think after that we have another team that's not one of the strongest.
Sheffield United.
But Sheffield United, yes. I think Arsenal will win this one.
Okay, I hear you. I hope so. Chioma, do you agree with Funsho? Let's round off with you on this one. What's your take about Arsenal hosting Wolves at the Emirates? Canvas is going to be 3-3 for him. Your man, Bukayo Saka is going to continue with his fantastic run into the season. Gabriel Jesus replied his critics who, according to him, put his comments out of context by scoring a fantastic goal against Lens yesterday. So, do you think Arsenal has the tools or what it takes to wipe out Wolves and 100 at the Emirates and consolidate a position on the table?
Well, I don't. It's not about having. We have what it takes to win Wolves. I think I'm going to sit with Ubom and Funsho on this one. Somehow, that game is not supposed to be easy because these guys don't have anything to lose and they are wired to play games like this. They live for days like this. Probably this is how they get their bragging rights, how they feel good about themselves. So the question is not if we have what we need. We have the men we need for this game. But knowing Wolves, they will come at you. They will park the bus. They will frustrate you. So for me, that game, if you can get past Wolf for December, I'm good. December can come.
Yeah, I hear you. For me, Arsenal will win this game, for sure. Arteta and his boys have shown a lot of discipline playing teams like this season. Except something major happens out of their hands that we have seen in the league. Sometimes some guy that doesn't play football somehow shows up and determines result of games. Except that happens this season, this weekend. I don't see Arsenal dropping points. I mean, the reward for winning that game is right there. Remain top of the league. On the other hand, the players, everybody is trying to impress. There's feel-good factor in the team right now. Canvas is beaming with confidence. The other guy is back doing his artistry. Martinelli looks like he has top one gear from how he started the season. So I don't expect Wolves to. They might get a goal, but I don't expect them to run away with any kind of result, be it draw, be it a win at the Emirates. That talk of Arsenal being susceptible at the Emirates, considering those ended with last season. This season, I don't think it has been like that. We have been solid at home and winning games. So, guys, our viewers, you heard what we discussed. Let's know what you think about these games coming up this weekend. If you are new to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. And if you have not, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are on our road to 5,000 subscribers. And hit the like button and stay with us. And we'll come back next week to look at the results and see if our submissions on these games come to pass. Guys, thank you for coming on the show. Chioma, good to see you again, shining. Okay, sorry, I forgot. Miriam, good to see you on the show. Funsho, thank you for finding time to stop by and be with us this time. Ray and Ugum, I know you guys are right there. Mimi, always. Mimi is becoming deflected. Yeah, we don't like this Mimi we are seeing right now. He used to be very upbeat and excited for this show. The withdrawn attitude that he's showing us now, I don't think that's what we want. Just you guys should better find a way and get us back. We want our Mimi back. We want our Mimi
Bring
back.
back Mimi. Bring back Mimi.
This is not our Mimi that we used to have. Ray, thank you for coming on the show, guys. And
Thank you.
I'll see you guys next week. And the house is left for all Arsenal fans. I mean, why not? We are top of the league, top of our group in the Champions League, and cleaning out left, right, and center. Guys, thank you for coming to the show. And
Thanks, guys.
we peace out. Thank you.